Ed Ross, one of the co-founders here at Trademutt. We're a social enterprise workwear company by tradies for tradies. We launched the 15th of March 2018. We already had an idea for changing up the workwear game. After Dan lost his mate, we realised just how big an issue the mental health crisis was here in Australia, and that there was nothing that really spoke to us as young men and as tradespeople. We wanted to sort of bridge that gap between the mental health conversation, the importance of actively looking after your mental well-being and people on site, learn about social enterprise and profit for purpose, and wrap the workwear idea in with starting conversations about mental health. And we're sort of 5 years down the track now and made an astounding amount of impact, and it's only the beginning really, so it's really exciting. For actually quite a while, we weren't really doing it properly at all. We're just doing it through a basic sort of accounting firm that my parents were using. So we're sort of doing it through there. They didn't really understand e-commerce or anything like that. So we're just sort of, fumbling along there. Then the business has probably got bigger than we all anticipated. And then the financial processes were sort of, didn't sort of grow with the business. And that was sort of no one's fault. It was just, where we got to. So we got to a point where we felt we were probably too comfortable with it was just working. Then when we got to a point where we're like, righto, we've made some pretty big mistakes here. We need to fix this and never allow this to happen again. That was the crunch period where it's like, right, how are we going to make payroll this week? So we're never going to go through that again. We were introduced to SBO. Well, I'd seen SBO all through, LinkedIn and followed Jason, and, as we're here talking about, people wanting to reach out and get support for mental health, we were in a position where we're like, we need financial help ASAP. So I reached out to Jason, was like, please help us. And then, now we've got, Xero, A2X, Dext, and then, the reporting system that SBO are then using on a monthly basis with us. It was basically a godsend. He and the team have been incredible and made a huge difference for us and our entire process with our numbers really. What SBO have been able to do with us, like a three-way budget model and complete transparency and pulled the entire business apart and told us what's making us money, what's not, and where to focus and where not to. And we didn't have that before. It was more just like a bookkeeping and an end of month rec, and then just being like, well, here's your P&L and your balance sheet, do with that whatever you reckon. Whereas now it's, really in-depth analysis, accountability, understanding, budgeted versus actuals and getting a real feel for what we're wanting and planning to do with what we're actually doing. So it's, been a huge transformation for us as, directors and business owners to, understand what's really working and what isn't. My advice to anyone that's sort of, doing on the back of a napkin or doing their finances on a pretty basic level is that the investment into that side of the business is only beneficial, because it's either going to tell you whether or not what you're doing is actually working or it's not. And if it's not, and you don't actually look into it, soon enough, you won't be doing anything. So I think the most important part is being across your numbers. I mean, I'm not a numbers person, but I've learnt to make sure that I am across the numbers and asking questions and ensuring that the team know what needs to be done to ensure that we're meeting, set targets and budgets, and we're not overspending and we're not behind in sales targets, and making sure that if there are things that do need moving, that they are, pushed through to SBO and the finance team. So we're not actually going to meet this. We need to update and change it. It's ensuring you're maneuvering along and being transparent with those numbers basically. Because flying blind or putting your head in the sand, it's going to end in tears.